Excellent connection. Live. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm lagging a little. So be it. Alright. I guess now we just do the thing. And everybody go and file in. Do what it do. Do it what? Yes, sir. This part is going to be on the regular video. And I'm going to regret everything I just said. Welcome, everyone. Apologies, I'm just getting some stuff over here on my other screen here. But, hello, and welcome to the stream. I'm going to be going over my album, Who Are We? I am Aric Zair. Pleased to have you hanging around for this particular stream. Got some fun stuff coming up here. Going to be talking about the songs on my EP, playing the songs on my EP, and we're going to be going over some of the lyrics a little more in depth than I did in my party. If you were around for the party, that was cool. There's going to be a little more substance to this too, because the party was cut short due to the way Google Meets capped the time limit on there. But it was still good, and I enjoyed it enough. And we're gonna do this. It's gonna be another one, as DJ Khaled likes to say. So just gonna get a little bit of time here. We've got like 10 more minutes. So we will wait for that to get on going. Get going on and going and going on and on and on. See if I can play some hold music while we're getting things going here. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if I trust anything enough to work properly with no preparation. Things happen, you know what I'm saying? Things happen. Do I have a... yeah, okay. Let's head on over to my channel. My channel, where I'm live, and it says I'm live. Hoo-wee. Alright, let me change scenes here. Yeah, so just wanted to show off here. This is my YouTube page, my channel. If you are unfamiliar with it, I'm not sure how you made it here, but hi and welcome anyway. Yeah, maybe you're new. Maybe you just happened across this on your YouTube recommendations. Maybe I'm cool enough to just get into regular YouTube recommendations. If that's the case, awesome and welcome. I wanted to show off something I'm not really going to be talking about much during the actual stream, but something that is kind of important here. I have the Western and Central New York Music Spotlight playlist. And this is not something I have highlighted in any videos of mine recently, mostly because my videos are pretty much all just music videos at this point. I haven't really had time to work on other stuff. But the Western Central New York music playlist, music spotlight playlist, sorry, is a highlight of all sorts of different folks and acts from around the Western and Central New York area. So you see, I do have a couple of songs on the playlist, but we have also a lot of other interesting and pretty cool music. We got folks like Oregon Fairchild, uh, Scada, I think this is, Sophista Funk, El Camino, very big rapper locally. Some folks from Syracuse and Rochester as well. Okay, Devin, Pappy Flacco. Some smaller acts, some bigger acts. Lucky Seven, I heard this track. This was pretty good. Underwater Bosses, they're just a surf rock band. It's pretty sweet. It doesn't show all of the videos here. I've been adding to it and curating the playlist as we've gone on, which has been pretty cool. Having a good time doing that. Gets me exposed to some pretty good music. Humble Braggers, Night Slaves, Carson James Argena. A few recent ads. We got Stove God Cooks, International Mac, the Occultation Project, Martin Sexton, who he's been at it for a little while, folk singer, out of Syracuse, I think. But yeah, that is a curated playlist of mine. It is available here on YouTube, on my channel, as you can see right in front of you, as well as on Spotify. If you just look up Western New York, Central New York Spotlight playlist, it's there. It's big. It's happening, you know. So yeah, that's something I got going on over there. That's pretty sweet. Very much a fan of supporting them, their local music acts. Yes. So forgive me if I sound a little bit zombified tonight and a little less animated than I ordinarily would be. I am very tired. Very tired. It's been a lot of just not sleeping as well as I'd like in the last few days, and things are just kind of catching up with me, I think. Alright, so we'll be officially starting at 8 o'clock. Still got a couple more minutes here. Nobody rolled in just yet, looks like, so. Just me and the camera, putting on this show. You're not going to be able to see this for the rest of probably the stream, but I got this necklace recently, this wolf thing. Pretty neat. Been wearing that one pretty regularly. Some rings and stuff were decked out too. Really nice dragon ring here. Fire-breathing dragon. You can't really see him. It's a little too blurry. Focused on my face, but that's there. Believe me, it's there. A couple other rings. Some nice stuff we blinging out. Yawning like a guy who's never yawned before. For real. Alright, so we got some music here today. I'm going to be attempting to play all of the music stuff within, like, on the YouTubes. I've got a couple cool new visualizer videos for some of the songs on the EP. It looks really sweet. A couple other static ones from the singles that I dropped, so that would be Who Are We and You Won't Forget. But we also have the Who Are We music video, which I will be showing. And Decide still needs a visualizer video. I have not managed to finish up a visualizer video for Decide yet. It's still happening, but I'm doing it very much like as the need rapidly approaches, I'm like, oh, better do that tomorrow. Don't be like me. Highly do not recommend this particular course of action. But that is what I'm doing now. So we're getting there one step at a time. We're getting some cool visualizers. I still have to do a couple lyric videos as well. Some good stuff there. And yeah, that'll be real good, real excellent. So yeah, here, this is the Who Are We music video. I will probably turn me off to look at the actual Who Are We music video. I shall vanish into the thin air that is the YouTubes momentarily while we take a look at that. So that'll be coming up. I'll give it a couple more minutes here. Just waiting for people to pop on in if they're going to pop on in. If not, that's okay. We will do a solo video. We will record this. We will have it on recording. You can check this out at any time. That is the fun part about this. So, no worries. All good. We're gonna be going over it. We're gonna be talking about it, regardless, no matter what. It's gonna be pretty awesome. And I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna stay alive. I'm gonna stay awake and alive and alive and awake and awake and alive. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really shouldn't be having radio silence here. I should be, you know, kind of talking it up as I do. This is what it's about. Talking it up. Chatting it up. Making noise. Old Blue and Howdy Do. Musty Prawns and Timbuktu. Kick 'em in the dishpan. Hoo hoo hoo. Aric, what are you talking about? I'm just quoting Courage the Cowardly Dog now. That's all I'm doing. That is all I'm doing. Uh-oh. I flashed my tube buddy there. That was my bad. My little assistant to tell me how I'm doing. Alright, well, we are at just about 8 o'clock. So, guess we can get started. I may not directly show the music video right away. Let me see what else we have going on here. I guess I can start with some of the other video that was actually shown on the fun release party thing. That was amusing. Let's see. So there were some videos that I put together while I was making the content or the music. What is this? I want to see this. There we are. Alright. So reverse Vox, kinda funny. This was like one of the first things that oh, hey Cecilia, how you doing? This was one of the first things that kind of happened with Who Are We when I was recording some stuff. We decided to, and by we I mean me, I decided to backmask some like a choir portion toward the end of the song to make it big and dynamic and interesting. And the party all found it pretty funny when we looked at the goofiness of the reversed lyrics.
I was trying to do some reversed vocals for Who Are We in the chorus here. So going into the actual chorus, pretty epic so far.
Sorry, I know OBS just keeps jumping to the top whenever I click on it to
Yeah,
adjust
well,
anything.
then we tried to do the reverse. This is hysterical. Listen to this.
Check this out.
Brilliant, right? Like, just lead into the chorus with that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, here we go.
We have fun here. That's the important thing. Wahoo! That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We've got some other stuff from Who Are We too that was pretty interesting. The earlier, faster melody for the longest time. So the main melody. My identity is a mystery. I really took my time. You know, the lyrics are pretty melodic. Whereas in the beginning, it was a lot faster. I'll play that one for you.
Taking a quick look at the original melody for Who Are We here. A lot busier, right?
Very busy. That thing's going to work, it's so busy. Packing up its suitcase. Heading into the office.
Yeah. I think it sounds a lot smoother now than it did before.
Yeah. So that little thing. I'll get you my beautiful, beautiful phone camera in just a moment here.
Okay, and now this is the second version of the vocal.
Plucky.
My identity is a mystery. Even when I look in the mirror, I keep searching on, trying to see beyond refractions of those I hold dear.
Please ignore any times where I went off key there. Those are just rough idea sketches.
Yeah, we were just trying to get that into the actual song for the first time there. It was weird. When I first started out, there was my identity is a mystery even when I look in the mirror. It was a lot bouncier, I think is a great way to put it. Maybe this video will actually showcase that.
Okay, so I have two different versions for the vocals of this.
Yeah, there we go.
I think I know which one is better, but I'm looking for opinions.
Back and forth. So this is probably the original.
My identity is a mystery, even when I look in the mirror. I keep searching on, trying to see beyond refractions of those I hold dear. Most people grin as they try to swim, neck high in their own ignorance. Prospects looking grim, proverbial sin, we have to search for our own deliverance.
Yeah, so let me get this stupid folder window out of the way. Yeah. So that was that. And that was kind of what went into the song, the creating of the song. And now, I think we are going to put the song on and have the full YouTube video. Here we go. We're going to hide me. Where am I? Here I am. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do apologize for having to look over here for everything, but there's got like 50 billion things running to keep the stream up and doing what it do. So, here we go. Here I don't go. So this is the title track off of the EP, Who Are We? It is the official music video. Enjoy.
identity is a mystery. Even when I look in the mirror, I keep searching on, trying to see beyond refractions of those I hold dear. We say we love each other, but do we really care? Conditional appreciation for one another's savoir-faire. Let each other be, but only through adapting conformity. Who are we, swept up in the tides of society? Being told before we know who we truly ought to be. All the reflections, yet we can rarely tell. We are some truth about ourselves. Most people always grin as they try to swim, stretch your neck high in their own ignorance. Prospects looking grim for those committing proverbial sin. We have to search for our own deliverance. We say we love each other, but do we really care? Conditional appreciation for one another's savoir-faire. Let each other be, but only if they're adapting conformity. Who are we, swept up in the tides of society? Being told before we know who we truly ought to be. All the reflections, yet we can rarely tell. We are all some truth about ourselves. Il marche pas bien quand tu dois dire la vérité. Il faudra mentir pour satisfaire la majorité. Je vous remercie pour ces cadeaux. La propension de questionner cela que je vois en défi de tes pensées de moi et de la fontaine où je bois. We say we love each other, but do we really care? Conditional appreciation for one another's savoir-faire. Let each other be, but only if they're adapting conformity. Who are we, swept up in the tides of society? Being told before we know who we truly ought to be. All of reflections, and we can rarely tell. Who are we? Who we are, who we are. Getting swept up in the tides of society. Before we know who we truly ought to be. Reflections, we can rarely tell. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we?
Aric Zair's music video playlist. Wow.
So yeah, that is that music video. I'm gonna go back through and highlight a couple of interesting moments here for us. Let me hide all that cuckoo caca with the numbers. Yeah, so some background about this. There is another video that is up on the channel where I go into the behind the scenes and I actually show you some of the shots that we got while we were getting them. I don't feel like I filmed the process quite as well as I'd like. It's hard to get like some of the best moments. A lot of times I'm living in the moment, you know, and you're not shooting when the coolest stuff or the goofiest stuff or the real lifest stuff tends to happen, you know. So anyway, this particular portion, much of this was shot in 2 different dead malls, local in this particular area. And those malls had a couple different flavors of mall, obviously being two different ones. One was this particular one, the one that I grew up near, started, playing at the arcades back in the 90s and was really bumping for a while, and it's just a total ghost town now, absolutely deserted. I think I got some of the pictures I can show you guys too of it. But yeah, so like you can see everywhere you look, like it's just this desolation, and it really kind of vibed, I think, with the music, where there is a lot of reflecting. There's a lot of looking back, and this mall was probably, there was no better place for me to look back than be like, okay, here's like my entire childhood, and like, this mall has changed quite a bit over the time that it's existed. I have too. How far have I come? What's different now? And kind of assessing and reflecting and all that. And one other thing about the malls too is there were a crap ton of mall walkers. Oh my goodness! And Ivy in the chat there could tell you, she shot all these wonderful shots that we have here. It's just mall walkers everywhere. There was one that we were gonna do where it was really cool, had some really good mirrors, and I'll highlight that. Where was it? Not here. Let's see. This shot. It actually forced me to be super creative, because this literally is cropped. This is just the mirror over here on the one side, and then I was singing directly into the mirror, as works with mirrors. In this particular shot, there's mirrors on both sides. Like I literally mirror imaged the mirror in the other side of the screen. So you literally have it's like one of those trick shots, where you have like two of yourself in the same room. It's effectively the same thing here, where it's the same mirror played on both sides. I couldn't even do it with the way the video was, where I had to actually duplicate this particular video of me singing it and then reverse the entire video. It was very bizarre. And I made it in like DaVinci Resolve too, like pretty advanced software that can do a lot of stuff, and it just couldn't handle it. I don't really know what was going on with that, but yeah, it was just a really cool shot. It creates like an artificial like group kind of choir thing, because you've got like these two guys that are both me, like singing into the same image. But yeah, and part of the other thing was too, I wanted to use more of this footage, but there were so many mall walkers, and behind you can see. I'll see if I can put on the behind the scenes video. Like I all but had like a tally of like all the mall walkers that was going through. It was pretty funny. Yeah, the mall rats. Yeah, something like that. This was a trellis that. Nothing particularly special about this one. Just up in Lockport there. More dead mall shots. This one I put a nice little filter on there to make it really cool. You can probably tell it's pretty obvious. Yeah, the cool filter on there, but it's really nice. This was another place where I grew up, like over here, this little corner of the building. That's a school I went to for many years. Just a field. There was a like a baseball diamond here that for years, and basically like the backstop is just behind where Ivy was in the camera, and with this, there was a big old field, baseball field, and there was like a plates. There was at least a home plate. I don't know if they actually had the bases, but I remember back when I was a little kid and I was messing around in the dirt, and I found that there was actually like a plate still like buried there under the dirt, and I like swept it off. I actually found that base that was there that had been kind of like hidden for several years due to dirt. And I felt so damn proud of myself when I was a kid. Well, let me tell you. This shot, Ivy and I both were looking back at it and like, wow, that's really dumb. This is so dumb. This was the dumbest shot. But like here in the video, right? When I was walking and you saw this, You're like, oh, he's reflecting. He's thinking. He's see, and this is, you know, I really cropped it to be really something. There were a couple shots in there that were like, I wanted to do this because I was going for like a vibe. I wasn't really going for like any like really super strong glued together narrative here. I was really just trying to feel it out and create some imagery and some, you know, pieces of a puzzle that the viewer could put together themselves. And that walking scene, like I wanted to do it, and I'm like, okay, now what do I even use this for? I was literally just walking at like super slow speed in front of a wall. And we had like the full shot of my full body, and it just, I looked really silly just walking full speed in front of this wall. And you crop it and you slow it down, and it's like, it looks a lot more reflective and a lot more better suited to the video. This was a cool shot. Just the reflection of the closed store, the reflection of myself in there, in the glass. Let's see. This shot, definitely my favorite part of the whole video. The little pas moi, which that was pas moi is it's a Samuel Beckett thing. Let me see if I can look it up. It's like an art piece. I think. Oh, maybe it's not even on YouTube. Wow. I suppose because it is kind of like performance art. Interesting. Samuel Beckett. Just give me the picture so I can illustrate it. Oh, here we go. Okay, close enough. It's in black and white, but you'll get the picture. Hopefully it doesn't explode with volume here.
Tiny little girl, into this, out into this, before her time, God-forsaken hole, called.
Okay, so just imagine you are literally at a theater, and it is totally dark. The whole thing has gone dark, and they have a spotlight. Just a spotlight going right on this woman's mouth. Right there. That's all you see.
No matter, parents unknown, unheard of, he having vanished, thin air, no sooner buttoned up his breeches. She similarly, 8 months later, almost to the tick, so no love, spared that.
It goes on.
No
like
love such as normally vented on the speechless infant in the home. No, nor indeed for that matter, any of any kind. No love of any kind, at any subsequent stage. So, typical affair, nothing of any note till coming up to 60 when, what, 70? God! Coming up to 70 when, wandering in a field, looking aimlessly for cowslips to make a ball. A few steps, then stop, stare into space, then on, a few more, stop and stare again.
Stream of consciousness, borderline disturbing after you see it enough, see it for a long enough stretch. Full performance is 12 minutes, but I mean, very intensive on the performer, let me tell you. The first comment there, incredible. I didn't know it was possible to suffer sensory deprivation and sensory overload at the same time. That's kind of the mood. Yeah, it's wild. It's a really wild performance, and that whole thing comes back to this. It was kind of the vibe that I was going for, something really intense. I'm not wearing a shirt, trying to be all sexy, and it just was all like very intense, very in your face, right? And it was a good seg for the French part. Speaking of the French part, I think let me finish going over the couple last details of the video, and then we'll take a look at the lyrics too, because I have those pulled up. So that's really awesome. So here we're just, whoops, click on the wrong spot. Here we're just singing very intimately. Defeat the tape pensée de moi de la fontaine où je bois. Don't worry, I'll get to it and explain the French. Slow walking again. Mileage out well, I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the guy who walked silly in front of a wall and had it look pretty cool in the video. And then, yeah, we can click on all my other videos, yay. Then subscribe. Please do that if you haven't yet. We love that. We hope to create more wonderful content for you. And by we, I mean me. Yeah, so that is the music video, the official music video. And we can take a look at the behind the scenes for it too. It was pretty interesting there. We have the lyrics, which I will now show on screen. Not that, but this. Yeah, Microsoft Word. So, my identity is a mystery even when I look in the mirror. I keep searching on, trying to see beyond refractions of those I hold dear. Oh, notice that I started with lyrics. That was apparently a weird thing for me, such that I had to jot it down in there. And this was also Project Sombre Chanson before we actually got into what the heck the song even was. Well, it was just an idea. And then the pre-chorus and the chorus that comes up again and again. We say we love each other, but do we really care? Conditional appreciation for one another's savoir-faire. Conditional appreciation for, our knowledge of how to handle social situations. Let each other be, but only if they're adept at conformity. How well do people blend in? If they blend in really well, we leave them alone. If they don't blend in really well, we tell them how fucking weird they are. I mean, we do. And of course, who are we? Getting swept up in the tides of society, being told before we know who we truly ought to be. Hall of reflections, all those mirrors that you see in the video and stuff, and yet we can rarely tell who we are or some truth about ourselves. A lot of people don't really know themselves that well. A lot of people are not very self-reflective and don't consider things anywhere near as much as I feel like they probably should, or as like I have, for instance. Verse 2, most people always grin as they try to swim, thrashing neck high in their own ignorance. Prospects looking grim for those committing proverbial sin, for those just like maybe you and I, who are freaks that don't conform to the very, very boring traditional go to your 9-to-5 job and sleepwalk your way through to retirement kind of thing. Or maybe you are sleepwalking through your job, trying to survive it and get out of that 9-to-5 in some way, or finally reach that retirement. And this is it, right? Like the whole song, like it questions a lot of that, and like, is this my place? Is my place that I think it should, what I think it should be? Am I in the right spot here? It's not just me. Like this song very much looks at other people and all walks and aspects of life. Yep. So the bridge, il marche pas bien quand tu dois dire la vérité. It doesn't work well when you tell the truth. You need to lie to satisfy the majority. I thank you for these gifts. The propensity to question all that I see, in defiance of your thoughts of me, and the fountain from which I drink. Just letting the lyrics kind of like settle with you for a moment. It's a little bit more metaphorical and on the nose at the same time. Excuse me, grab it. It is you. Only the exciting stuff live on stream, folks. Let me tell you. Ooh-wee. But yeah, it's very much also on the nose with the telling the truth all the time doesn't work. Being exactly who you are for everyone all the time does not work. Sometimes when you're in a professional setting or you're in, among certain peers, you have to put certain masks on. You have to act in certain ways. And that's something that's always bothered me. But it is a thing that we all need to do at different times. We all have to stay professional sometimes. It's just the way it's got to be. So, yeah, that's a little bit behind who are we. And the lyrics behind Who Are We. My title track there. It was a very moving song for sure, for me to listen to it. You did hear the, or was it? The ee-wow that did come in fact. It was like right here. Reverb. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, so that was where that came in. I really enjoyed that quick little bit of reversal. I thought it was a nice little production piece that made it really kind of come to life a bit more. Let's see. Next up, I think we're just going to keep going on with the songs in order. So next on the EP, per YouTube, is Someone to Be Kind. Yep, that's the name of it. Sorry, a bit of a brain cramp. Alright, we're going to go back to my channel. Here we are. And we're going to look at Someone to Be Kind. The fancy visualizer. Oh, hold on. So Someone to Be Kind, no longer are we questioning anything. We are now having a little more sense of who we are. Now it's like, okay, now I'm trying to find friends who accept me for who I am and don't make me wear all those stupid masks all the time that I just talked about with, working in the professional setting or, among certain peers, whatever. We're trying to find people who value us for who we are. So, that means we're trying to find someone to be kind, someone to be friends. This one takes a lot of synth pop influences. What does that mean, Aric? Oh, I was listening to a lot of Doja Cat and Dua Lipa, coming up with this song in particular. Two artists whose music I do really enjoy. And yeah, it really influenced this a lot. A very heavy influence on this song, and I do like how it came out. For a while I wasn't so sure of this song, but it's grown on me. So here, let's give it a listen and watch this fancy visualizer. Yeah, look at that. Sexy. I'm gonna hide me here.
Acts of every kind and stripe present on this stage, but the light's all on me. Normally that never bothers me. This time it's an odd sort of cage to get caught inside, and it brought me to my knees. You can't always follow your eyes or lead your intuition by the wayside. Can you please be a friend that a friend would like to have? You and I, till it's closing time. All I need is someone to be kind. Life ain't got no reason, it ain't got no rhyme. All I need is someone to be kind. It's cold and cruel, even when you stay within the boundaries. Walk down a different road and try to make any of your own rules. Before long, you're on your own, struggling profoundly. Can't always follow your eyes or leave your intuition by the wayside. Can you please be a friend that a friend would like to have? You and I, till it's closing time. All I need is someone to be kind. Life ain't got no reason, it ain't got no rhyme. All I need is someone to be kind. always follow your eyes or leave your intuition by the wayside? Can you please be a friend that a friend would like to have? You and I, till it's closing time. All I need is someone to be kind. Love ain't got no reason, it ain't got no rhyme. All I need is someone to be kind. You and I, till it's closing time. All I need is someone to be kind. Love ain't got no reason, it ain't got no rhyme. All I need is someone to be kind.
Hey. Yeah, so that is Someone to Be Kind. A couple of neat elements in there. Specifically, when I was designing the bass, there were a couple of basses that I put in there. Not to get too technical, but they're like these synthy sounds, these cool, like electronic sounds, and I wanted them to really like encompass the listener and like hug the listener, like, hey, it's okay, comforting low end. And
Even when you stay within the bounds.
the kick there is like super just thick. I really like that noise that I got out of the drums. They sound really tight and poppy. And like all throughout, you hear this bass that just it was giving me like outer space kind of feels like that. And I put some things on there to make it extra spacey and really kind of like drift back and forth. So definitely recommend listening with headphones if you get a chance, and really like kind of give it a good couple listens.
Walk down a different road and try to make any of your own rules before you're on your own.
Part of the beauty of this track, for sure, for me, is just how all of the sounds move through the space. It just sounds really cool at the end of the day. Like I was like, man, yeah, this definitely is like one track that's like this that I really don't think anything else on the EP quite compares to how this track does that. It's a really cool effect to me, personally. But yeah, and that one is up on YouTube, so you can check that out at any time if you like. I have lyrics for that too. Turns out, had to write them to make it happen. So let's pull those up now. Let me see here. I can just get some of that hoo-ha out of there. There we go. Oops. I want to move me. There I go. Hello. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, verse 1. Acts of every kind and stripe present on this stage, but the light's all on me. And normally that never bothers me. I've always been a performer myself. It's never been a problem for me. But this time, it's an odd sort of cage to get caught inside. And it brought me to my knees. That first verse is all about being reflective, number one, as I've done, and then realizing that, okay, you know, I've had to do all this acting in professional settings to be who I want to be, and it's taken its toll on me. Brought me to my knees. It's been an odd sort of cage, having to perform at all times in ways that I'm not really comfortable with. Pre-chorus, you can't always follow your eyes or leave your intuition by the wayside. This is about knowing people. And knowing that you can't ever truly know people like they know themselves. You know, a lot of times you hear like people commit like some gross crime and everybody always goes, oh, he never would have done it. I feel like I didn't know him. Well, yeah, you didn't. You didn't know whoever it was that did that thing that you thought wouldn't do that thing, because they've always had that in them. Maybe they just hid it very well, or maybe they wore all those masks particularly well. You know? So here, it's the pre-chorus is tentative. You know, it's like, I can't trust my eyes. Have to use my intuition somewhat, but I can't even totally trust that. Can you please be a friend? You know, that's what it's asking. You and I, till it's closing time, there were a lot of friends that I've had late night drinks with. Usually I get out before closing time because I worked food service. That shit. Oh, there we go. I censored the one word, but not the other. Yeah. Fuck that shit. That's not something we do. That's rude. Don't do that. I don't know. Last call for drinks. I mean, I don't think they really care that much. But life's weird. People are crazy. Life ain't got no reason. Life ain't got no rhyme. Stick around till it's closing time. Hang out and chat. Verse 2, it's cold and cruel even when you stay within the boundaries. Life is hard, is what that amounts to. Walk down a different road and try to make any of your own rules. Before long, you're on your own, struggling profoundly. I think, you know, it says what it needs to say right there. You know, and all I need is someone to be kind. That's the big thing. And chorus 4,000 times because it's pop music. Actually, only twice. Yeah, I wrote that note in there for myself, but turns out we only ever had it in there twice, so. Make of that what you will. But yeah, that was... I like to have fun, is the moral of the story. I like to have fun. Let's see. So, now that we have that, there are some behind-the-scenes stuff with this one, too. Although I didn't really get much good behind-the-scenes stuff. There is a video. Not just a fancy visualizer video, mind you, but a music video. That, once again, Ivy, for the assist. Thank you so much. Wonderful shooting. We put some video together. There is some footage here that, unfortunately, when we were going back through it, it's like, oh, that came out kind of blurry. I'm not a huge fan of that. So there was some stuff that I had to kind of toss, unfortunately. I have to see if I can find it. Where on earth did I put this? Oh no. Is it still in my downloads? Jeez. I don't know, I'm not about to like open up DaVinci and like figure it out. But there's some cool shots. I just wanted to show off the cool shots that we can't use because stuff happened and it was disappointing. We can show off a few of the photos at least. The title of this first picture is Aric on his phone. Title of the second picture, I believe, is Aric on his phone. Title of the third picture, I believe, is Aric on his phone. So yeah, see, there's a trend here. Now, am I just a loser who's always on his phone? Partially, but there's also the fact that, number one, I have to be on a million social media platforms all the time because that's being a musician in 2022. Actually, just a small marketing agency that happens to play music and record it sometimes too. But also the music that I had was all loaded up on my phone. So I imagine these stills were captured as I was pulling the music up to be able to sing along with it for the video. I don't even know what this emotion is. I'm just the resting very angry face, I guess. I don't know. Cute little water fountain in the background here that we made good use of. Here we go. Photoception here. This was really cool. So we got like I had some party lights going, the blue and red ones, and didn't wind up working out. I wound up we actually shot the entire song with blue and red lights. It's really blurry. It's just it didn't come out. So not really able to use that footage. Very disappointed. Was it going to be maybe a little bit too much like the Palmois scene where I was using the red for Who Are We? Maybe that was destined to not work out for that reason. Like it's a little too repetitive. It lost the novelty value after I did the red light the first time. I don't know. I just thought it, kind of went with the vibe of the song. But here we're just like lost in space. Pretty neat photo though. Just the colors, man. The colors. Just a touching image of yours truly. A not so touching image of yours truly. Kind of disappointed. I mean, you look at my hair there, and you can probably understand why. This was a nice shot too. But you know those sunglasses shots. People don't trust you when you're wearing sunglasses. Here we are on our phone again with the wrist brace because I was having some issues that day. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. Still just a rat in a cage. And this was one of the shots that comes up a couple of times in the video too, which I can show you now. So let's pull at least part of that video up. I don't want to spoil the whole thing. Because it's not totally done, but it's most of the way there. You'll hear it before you can see it. Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, I'm loading the here we go. Whoop, up, deep. There we are.
Present on this stage, but the lights all on me. Normally that never bothers me. This time it's an odd sort of cage.
Queen City Bike Ferry.
And it brought me to my knees. You can't always follow your eyes or leave your intuition by the wayside. Can you please be a friend that a friend would
You can
like
see
to
even
have?
here, you probably can't see it, but like when I'm looking at it on my big screen, like I can read this parking sign a bit better than I can see me. It's a little bit frustrating how the camera kept like focusing on
You
the wrong.
and I, till it's closing time. All I need.
You can see a lot of these shots kind of coming together, and some pretty neat stuff. Some scenes here, and then I think toward the end. Could have sold that whole thing a little bit better. Yeah, so that is the Someone to Be Kind video. The full thing will be getting uploaded to YouTube pretty soon once I finalize the shots, make sure I have all the light levels and everything in there the way I want them, the colors to be on point, all that stuff. Whoops, that is YouTube, my bad. Get rid of that. Okay. Yeah. So some cool stuff cooking with that. I am trying to get one more music video done for You Won't Forget. That one is not just going to be like just a chill vibe thing. Like I'm straight up, we're doing choreography. I'm trying to do a storyboard, all that stuff. I have made zero progress on it. I have wanted to make progress on it like 52 bajillion times, and it's been really, really hard. Keep me in your thoughts, and remember, like, when Aric talked about that time that he wanted to make that cool music video, be like, I'm sending my energy to Aric to make that cool music video, and to stop talking about making that cool music video, and to stop talking about planning that cool music video. I have a problem. Ugh. Like right now, I have a really bad headache. And it's been rough. I'm trying to be entertaining, but I'm tired and I have a headache. Anyway, yeah, so that's only song 2. Next one we have is Decide, which is not on YouTube yet. Fjords of Norway. That's what I say when I want to avoid the F-bomb. I start off with the f, like everybody does, the f, and then you wind up with Fjords of Norway. Yes. Anyway, stupidity aside, the song should be here. Oh yes, Decide. So we have Decide, and we have the acoustic version too. acoustic version. If you haven't heard it yet. I don't have like a video or anything cool for it, so I'm just trying to like, yeah, song.
Time ain't always on your side. Fate is never gonna wait to collide. Only way to live is on the edge of the knife, and you can choose to pay attention, lose your body to years of attrition. What should pass you by to your life is in remission. And all I wanted was a little break, not to break you. But here we are, back at the start. Got no choice but to blame it on all that I do. It's mental, it's completely asinine to be the sandal of self-sacrifice. Took the line in the sand, holding on if you can, refuse to compromise. These are the words that you need to hear before I'm gone. Often the darkest hours come following the dawn. And in that eclipse where you're standing.
So just going to play a sample there, basically. This one is going to be on the extended edition of the EP, which is coming up in a few months. I'm still, probably like September, I'm waiting on one of the mixes from one of the producers that I talked to, and we're still working out the final details with that to just make sure that's all finalized and ready to go. It's doing a unique version of Who Are We that should be really interesting, fun, different take on it for sure. There's going to be that. There's going to be this version, the acoustic version. There's going to be, I think it's like a instrumental version of the last one that we heard, the Someone to Be Kind. So you've got this nice, kind of like vibey, and you can feel that encompassing bass giving you the nice big hug. And you don't have my voice in there to get in the way of that. And then, excuse me, there is one other thing you're going to hear too, which is, this one's still in progress. I'm still finishing up the master for it. But it's a different version of You Won't Forget, which, I'll play just the beginning of it. A little bit quiet, like I said, it's not mastered. It doesn't have that full volume in it. Horns are ominous.
Get too close and I'll burn you down.
Yeah, so if you've heard the original version of it, you can already hear it sounds a little bit different. The vocals sound a little more aggressive and gritty. Excuse me, parched. And it's intense. The horns are really doing some different stuff. They're very, very menacing now. I have a couple extra horn parts that I harmonized in there to create even cooler chords. The chorus definitely has a bit of a different sound to it, with the horn harmonies being changed around. The mix was redone. That's not something that probably most people are really going to pick up on, like unless you're like really into like the audio engineering stuff and like the EQs and whatnot, which, I mean, you'd have to have a pretty good ear to pick that kind of stuff up. I feel like it took me a while to even get it myself. But there's some subtleties there, and like for anyone that is interested in that stuff, you get to hear it and kind of pick out the differences. And it's going to be two different versions of the song. The original one that we are going to hear a little bit later in this segment, as well as the other one that I just played for you. That's going to be a little more intense, little wilder, a little more unhinged with the horns and the crazy harmonies and stuff. And you have to figure out like which one do I like better. This is a difficult question. Yes. Anyway, let's get over to the side here. Whoop. Oh no, I'm showing the traitorous Spotify. Spotify. Yes. Yes. Totally kosher and safe on YouTube. Yes, the Spotify. They've never heard of that. Here's this side.
Time ain't always on your side. Fate is never gonna wait to collide. Only way to live is on the edge of the knife. And you can choose to pay attention or lose your body to years of attrition. Watch it pass you by till your life is in remission. And all I wanted was a little break, not to break you. But here we are, back at the start. Got no choice but to blame it on all that I do. It's mental, it's completely asinine to be the central of self-sacrifice. Jump the line in the sand, holding on if you can, refusing to compromise. These are the words that you need to hear before I'm gone. Often the darkest hours come following the dawn. And in that eclipse where you stand in shadow, tall and wide, you find the answer to your prayers was too only to say. 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 It's do or die, except we all die anyway. You can be complacent or don't. Somebody will take the chance if you won't. And you can choose to follow if you want to, or if you really want to start new. Take a chance and venture out into the fray. There's no one answer to the question that's been on your tongue. Despite your apprehension, you might just come undone. While we wait together alone, in the end we're not far from home. Oh no, our truth is a blazing beacon they can take because it's our own. These are the words that you need to hear before I'm gone. Often the darkest hours come following the dawn. And in that eclipse when you stand in shadow, tall and wide, you find the answer to your prayers was too only to say.
Sorry, I got a little messy there. Just checking my statistics and stuff in the back.
These are the words that you need to hear before I'm gone. Often the darkest hours come following the dawn. And in that eclipse where you stand in shadows, tall and wide, you'll find the answer to your prayers was too only to say. Was too only to say. Was too only to say. Was too only to say.
Got that slide in there and everything. 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 So, oh, I can probably just leave it on the lyrics here. Just see the lyrics. Yes. So yeah, if you wanna know how to play the song, there it is. I got all the chords and everything. All my guitar players out there. So this one also has quite a bit of meaning behind it. I mean, all these songs do. It's not like any of these songs was written lightly. while they may be fun and interesting and enjoyable to listen to, party songs to an extent, like Hit the Lights, they're all come from pretty heavy places. So here, time ain't always on your side. Fate is never going to wait to collide. Only way to live is on the edge of the knife. We're all running out of time. Fate isn't going to find you. You have to take risks, effectively. You can choose to pay attention to what's going on in your life, or lose your body to years of attrition. Over time, we age. Watch it pass you by until your life is in remission. All I wanted was a little break, not to break you, but here we are, back at the start. Got no choice but to blame it on all that I do. Now that's... I don't know. This was kind of self-reflective, actually. Kind of in a way that I guess you blame yourself for mistakes made in the past sometimes, and not being totally at peace with that, which finding that peace and being at peace with that was a big part of this song. That's kind of what I, the singer, is trying to do throughout. It's mental. It's completely asinine to be the sentinel of self-sacrifice. Again, we're talking about all that stuff with like the masks and having to, kind of conform to other people's expectations. And here, to be the sentinel of self-sacrifice is to be that poster child of the average office worker kind of thing for me is how I imagine that, of, doing something that really is not me and having to, put on masks. And what's your reward? You just get to the grave and you're a little more financially stable, I guess. But maybe not even then. It's still going to suck. And were you living that whole time? I don't know. Was I? Jump the line in the sand. So line in the sand being, just not being afraid to be crazy in front of people, I guess. Holding on if you can and refusing to compromise with who you are. And these are the words that you need to hear before I'm gone. Often the darkest hours come following the dawn. Darkest hours come when we're awake. The biggest pains in life hit us while we are awake and alive and aware of them. Lost my father when I was young, lost my grandfather when I was very young, 2 and 5 years old, respectively. Those were pains that I never forgot. That's kind of what I was thinking of with that line. And in that eclipse where you'll stand in shadows tall and wide. Just a little bit of a weird image, but I was actually thinking of a book by Jeff Vandermeer, Annihilation. I also had a respective movie with it. It was a full trilogy, where he had, like, there was some nonsense line that all of the characters kept sputtering throughout because it was like a horror psychological thing. And they just kept talking about, like, the eclipse, something, something, the sun rises at midnight, something, 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 something. But also, too, an eclipse is where things really, freak out. There was also, like, back when I used to play the zombies game modes with Call of Duty, there was one particular map that always had an eclipse when everything was just going haywire. The whole time you were playing, there was an eclipse going on. And it really evoked that image for me that, you'll stand in shadows tall and wide. They're big shadows. There's big, dark stuff. It's all around you. And you'll find the answer to your prayers is to only decide. Decide what? Well, that's kind of up to the listener. That's kind of up to you, depending on, how you're feeling. But for me, that decision was to, how true am I going to be to myself? And in the context of this EP, that's definitely the case. Second verse, it's do or die, except we all die anyway. It's life. You ain't getting out of it alive. Sorry. Hate to break it to you. You can be complacent or don't with your life. Somebody will take the chance if you won't. If there's an opportunity there that you could take. You can take it, or you can let somebody else have it. Somebody else is going to take it if you don't. You can choose to follow if you want to follow the crowd, or if you really want to start new, take a chance and venture out into the fray. Be like me, venture out into the fray, make music, like a crazy person. There's no one answer to the question that's been on your tongue. Despite your apprehension, you might just come undone. This is really, I kind of imagine somebody like asking me like, you know, oh, you learn music in college? What do you want to do? Teach? And, you know, they're a little bit apprehensive of it, and then you tell them like who you are, and you admit to that, and then they just kind of like freak the holy high hell out, you know. While we wait together alone, in the end we're not far from home. Oh no, our truth is a blazing beacon they can't take because it's our home. Your truth is your own. That's what it's about. So yeah, this one definitely rock anthem vibes, but you know, not just, I don't know, like flippant AC/DC. We banged all night long. No, we didn't. No, it's a lot deeper than that. A lot deeper. And I'm pretty proud of where this one went to. Each of these songs is very much like its own sort of island that they come together and they form a whole chain that makes a sort of country, if you will. That is the EP. It's just fascinating to me personally that, you know, I was able to put this all together, and I go back and I look at it and I'm like, I read all that shit. Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Amazing Musician person. That's pretty wow. It's pretty amazing. Holy shnikes. See if I have any good behind the scenes stuff here. I got a couple interesting videos for Decide. No, not really. That's unfortunate. Well, keep an eye out for another awesome visualizer video. I'm trying to, you know, keep it fresh so not any of the visualizers all wind up looking the same. Granted, I'm not, you know, made of money just paying for these super awesome visualizer videos that, let's face it, at this point are only getting, you know, 20-ish views. So it's cool to have, and it's really I think it adds a really nice element to the song, but you know, it's my YouTube just at this point just isn't quite that big yet. So yeah, moving on, we'll move to the second to last song on the EP here. We're already in an hour, so it's been fun talking, and I hope y'all have, you know, kind of enjoyed listening to this creative process and journey for me so far. And I know I am making such poor eye contact. I am looking over here like all the dang time because everything is on that stinking screen, and I have to like keep this screen open so that I can show you what's on it. I don't know, I guess I could flip it around the other way and then there we go. Yeah, I could do that. Maybe I just made poor decisions. Maybe that's what it comes down to. Maybe I'm just an idiot. All right, so the next one, going in order here, is Hit the Lights. The big banger. I love this one. So first off, I'm going to show you some fun stuff when I was singing.
What up? So now we are doing some vocals for Hit the Lights. This one, I did the harmonies and everything already. It was pretty neat.
It was?
The thing is, with this, there's like you gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud, that whole part. Well, when I'm recording it, I have this weird neck, and it's really bad for me when I'm making P sounds. Penguins, pancakes, perpendicular,
parallelogram.
like just this. I have this huge issue with plosives, which are the sounds.
You can even
so
hear
when
it
you listen to it on the
in the phone when I do
when
it.
I was listening to it on the recording, you're probably not going to hear that verse.
Oh, you can.
We delete that. You hear like, we gotta sing it loud, sing it out loud. We're gonna turn the bass.
It's like fuzz in the mic.
But I can't even get the words right.
Doesn't even know the words to his own
Bring
song.
these lights up and we'll show them how. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out loud. Gonna make them feel the beat and the A sound. You know, it's like the B's and the P's are the worst. So I'm gonna
They
try
really
and
are.
do this again
They were awful. I did this so often.
to be less bad. Doubt. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna make them feel the.
Notice though how I'm doing it, and I think I didn't have the lyrics in front of me. That's why I freak out here. But notice how I'm literally sounding almost like I'm saying, "You gotta sing it loud, sing it out, loud." I'm almost saying like "loud" just to take the P off, so I can get so little of that P because I was so paranoid of the plosive.
And get the words right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try it again.
Oh. One day we'll get it.
You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna bring these lights up and we'll show them how. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna make them feel the beat, hear the bass sound. All right, I'll have to see how that was.
That wound up being a pretty good take. Fun fact. Let's see. I don't know if any of this is of interest to y'all.
Okay, so this is the first iteration of Hit the Lights, and, you know.
It's very busy. I like my colors. There's a lot of stuff going on. We've got a bunch of synths. We've got like that chromatic thing where it's going like you'll hear it goes all the way down. Cool stuff.
True to form, I try to be at least a little entertaining when I do my little demos and things, so
Sometimes
maybe you get a
maybe
kick
not.
out of this.
Ha 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 ha. Here's where I
Ha 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 ha.
for the song that involves me laughing and being cheeky and weird. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Are you prepared? Is your body ready? Ha
Is your
ha ha
body
ha.
ready?
Ha,
Are you
ha, ha,
prepared?
ha. Hit the lights.
Wow. This is really early.
Hit the lights.
How about those background vocals in the really rough version? Ugh, it's awful.
It's terrible. I love it.
Those true colors haven't been
At least I
shining.
gave it decent effort. The scratch.
They've been hidden away, slowly dying. Abandoned faces in lives.
Yeah, so that's, kind of the vibe there.
So yeah, this is what the song sounds like as of my recording this. A couple reference tracks down there, a couple K-pop songs that I've been using.
It was a heavy influence on this. Definitely getting a lot of the K-pop and boy band vibes in this song.
It's just kind of like sonic sorts of references for like what I want for the drums to sound like, and kind of bringing all the instruments. It's been a very interesting experience. At first I didn't have any of the backing vocals when I was doing this. Just felt very vacant, so then I'm like, okay, let me get a little bit of...
There were a lot of layers that went into this. By the time that you hear the final version, where you have that oh in the background, that whole gang vocal, that's probably like 8 of me, like all doing different versions of the group chant.
that. And then we have analog crunch lead L, which actually should be analog crunch lead because it's centered. I don't have a split for that one since it's that. And then I was like, in here, when I was getting towards the last line of the verse, just felt a little too empty to me. So I'm like, what if I throw like a little... Thought that might be kind of cool. This ringing bell thing was very interesting, especially adds a lot of drama.
Yeah, it took me a while to actually put that in there. This was not.
But I mean, without it,
It's so empty, right?
just feels like it almost needs something there, you know? Have a reverse symbol into the symbols there, but
Yeah, you take away that bell going like it's just drama orchestra stuff, and then there's a symbol in there that goes ding, ding, you'll hear it throughout the chorus, and that whole thing was not in there at all. So it just felt super, super flat.
It's not quite the same without the bell crashes, I feel. And then we might be adding even more as we go,
Which we did. We definitely did. There was a lot more that was added as we went. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else that was kind of cool with this. The announcers also, too, got added really late, so you'll keep hearing me come in and be like, the spectacle is about to begin! Like, that's like half of the song. Like, half of the song is just the announcer coming in and, like, doing stuff. At first, I only had, like, the beginning and then, like, the middle. And then he winds up coming in, like, 2 or 3 more times, I think, throughout.
like the key with a lot of these songs is to just
was a little bit later. This might be a little too in-depth about, like, oh, here's the MIDI for my drums, which, you know, again, like, unless you're really, really into this stuff, it's...
to, you know, like, fill it out where it feels production side of things, but could have just switched the audio device, but gotta take those off for a bit anyway. And here there's like some, so I just added a little cymbal up top, a little hi-hat. Just that little tick that you're hearing. It's one of those things where right now it sounds pretty good in there. I'm not sure if it makes it to the final mix, but that sounds a little empty.
Can't even tell you if that made it into the final mix or not. I don't remember if I left that in there. Well, we'll have to listen for it. I don't know. You can pick it out if you hear it. Yeah, so that's enough, I think, hoo-ha with that. We'll move on and play the actual song now, which also has a cool visualizer on YouTube. Back to my channel. Oh, hey, we're live. Did you know? Hit the lights.
Welcome, everyone, to the grand stage. The show is about to begin. This spectacle is not for the faint of heart or those with closed minds. Now, I hope you're ready, because, my friends, it's time. Hit the lights. Hit the lights. Hit the lights. Those true colors haven't been shining. They've been hidden away, slowly dying. Defined in faces, in lines, in motion. between us. Feel your spirit move, and let your brightness rise. Ascend beyond the mundane. Go where your greatness lies.
Hit the lights. Hit the lights. Hit the lights. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We gonna bring these lights up and we'll show them how. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna make them feel the beat, hear the bass sound.
Despite the odds, we're here in this moment. Revel in it while you can. Before long, this will all be a memory. But tonight, lights are shining bright.
Hit the lights. Hit the lights. Gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna bring these lights up and we'll show them how. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna make them feel the beat, hear the bass sound.
Sound. Yeah, so I don't know if you heard it. I heard the ticks. I kept that hi-hat in the chorus. Way to go me. Ugh. How about the lyrics for Hit the Lights? All right. Original key, C minor. Nice. So the announcer, welcome everyone to the grand stage. The show is about to begin. This spectacle is not for the faint of heart or those with closed minds. Now I hope you're ready because, my friends, it's time. Not a whole lot of substance there, mostly just hyping people up. Hit the lights, hit the lights, hit the lights. True story. Those true colors haven't been shining, they've been hidden away, slowly dying. Defined in faces, in lines, in motions. Sleepwalking, autopilot emotions. Again, this is just kind of revisiting some of the same themes that I've talked about previously with the songs. It's time to open our eyes, our ears, and our minds. Extrapolate our existence. Shine a light on our disguise. Come on out, be you. You're on stage now. Let's go. The power's on. The stage is before us. Crank the bass up. Raise your glasses high. Let's go. This is glorious. Hit the lights, hit the lights, hit the lights. You gotta sing it loud. Sing it out proud. We're gonna bring these lights up and we're gonna show them how. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna make them feel the beat, hear the bass sound. So a lot of this is just kind of like vibing in the music itself, but it's a specific kind of party. It's a party about being proud of who you are and not having to hide for the convenience of normies anymore. It's a good feeling. And that's really what I was trying to channel throughout this entire song. And part of why I like this song a little bit more, because this is the coming out party, as it were. Somewhat more literally and figuratively as well. Embraced in a blanket of the night sky's shimmering stars, we're finding our love, and it's not so very far. Like, very far away. Like, we have love, we have friends right here. When it all rains down, so the love is raining down, some fade to gray in the saturation. This is really like an LGBTQ, like, big thing. Like, really, while you're coming in those full rainbow colors, there's plenty of people that are turned off by that, and they fade to gray in the saturation in that way. They can't handle it. Others let it run through, permeating infatuation. The love permeates your being. Pulsing, the energy courses within, says the announcer, a surging connection between us. This is just, it's the lights, it's the energy, it's this connection between all of us as people. Feel your spirit move and let your brightness rise. Let your brightness rise, again coming from frickin' that Jeff Vandermeer book, Annihilation. Um, which that's, again, psychological horror. I don't really know how I wound up fitting into this particular song, but ascend beyond the mundane, go where your greatness lies. In bold, no less. Hit the lights, hit the lights, hit the lights. You gotta sing it loud, sing it out proud. We're gonna bring these lights up. We're gonna show them how. All that stuff. Announcer interlude. As I've said a million times, these are my favorite lines in the entire EP. Despite the odds, we're here in this moment. We're alive. We're loved. Revel in it while you can. Before long, this will all be a memory, but tonight, the lights are shining bright. Just a beautiful moment. Love it. Yeah, so that is Hit the Lights. And it's all about, like I said, it's that coming out party. It's finally being proud of who you are and going out there and rocking that shit. Right on. And then, you know, eventually, you're going to have to come to terms with the fact that you're going to have to deal with some of those haters. So, enter the final song on the EP, You Won't Forget. This one I do have quite a bit of behind-the-scenes stuff for, which is kind of neat. I didn't wind up playing actual bass on the song because I didn't want it to take forever trying to record. I could have recorded more horn parts and stuff too, and just wanted to get the EP out. Like, it already was delayed by like a full year from when I wanted to actually release it in the first place. So, you know, I was trying to move as much as I could here. But, little interesting bit here. Played kind of slowly. Like I said, I didn't really focus on this. Yeah, so I do have a full like slap bass line I actually figured out. So even though all the bass in the song is electronic, the doo 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 can totally be played on a real bass. And like, you know, if maybe if I find someone who does slap bass better than me, which probably is anyone who plays slap bass on the regular, you know, I may try and do like, I don't know, like a live band recording or something of this in the future. I really did like this song quite a bit. It's very near and dear to my heart for many reasons. You know, taking from all the way back from the trumpet that I've been playing since like 4th grade, finally getting back to my roots there. That was pretty cool. Let's see.
All right, so this is what the
My Mac wants
pre-chorus
to
is going to
update.
sound like. I hate
We don't do that when we're musicians, because then it updates and it invalidates all of your hardware that enables you to record stuff. It makes you have a very bad time.
the words that are there now, but we can replace them later as long as we got the
Yeah, yes. And this one, I don't know if I have the old words. I wanted to showcase the old words. I don't think I have them.
groove, because I didn't record the groove last time. Now you're cruising.
And it kept opening only read-only files too, so I got really mad and typed that in the... But yeah.
Ain't no losing. Take your time. It looks like you don't mind. Something, something. Something, something. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know, something like that. I have no idea what I'm going to do here. Maybe just let the horns flare.
Hear how different it sounds from the version that we have now. Now, granted, maybe you haven't heard it yet, in which case you will in short order. But I have the lyric video as well as the static video up on my channel now here too. And then of course we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, you name it, it's there. I'm on Bandcamp. I have the website where you can actually order and then download the MP3 files. However you want to consume it, it is there for you. Oh yeah, this was the sung trumpet solo. That was pretty cool.
Best horn solo ever.
Yeah, we sung the horn solo before we had the horn solo. So then we had some horn.
So
parts
right
in
here,
there.
we're still working on what I...
And with the horn parts, they all sounded like a big block. I needed to kind of enrich them so they had a little more vitality to them. And again, not getting too much into it, but when you have like a horn section of like 3 or 4 or 5 different horns, you got a couple different saxes, a trombone, and a trumpet or something. They're all playing different parts to really make that harmony sound very nice and interesting and lively. When I first put them in Logic, they were all basically, everybody was playing the exact same note. It sounded very boring, very dull, very blocky.
Have still named Project Brass Pass. I don't have a name for this one yet, but
it was still called Project
initially
Brass
we had a lot of
Pass.
unisons for the saxophones. So my yeah, I'm gonna record actual trumpet. We'll see how
Wanted
that
to record, but
goes.
again, was running out of time for that. I had been practicing it for a while and can play the part, but I did not actually manage to get to record it,
Section, so
unfortunately.
like my break.
Again, I think there's definitely like some room for like a live band version of this in the future. I think would be really sick.
And then I realized I had to do it individually with the instruments because the parts don't break up very nicely. Like you'll
This is
hear
basically
like a
what I just
C
explained.
played, and it drives me up the wall. So I want. I'm not gonna play through the whole thing, but. And, you know, so you get a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and then, some harmonies. Sneaking in some major chords in here, too, which is a little weird. You know, there's a lot of that blues scale.
I am a musician's musician, and I do talk in music terms very heavily. I do apologize if that's a little too music for you.
And this is just the first 2 saxes, obviously.
And that little trill thing that they're doing in there kind of bugs me to this day, but it is what it is. It wound up sticking.
Difficulty of vocals.
There was a portion where I was trying to do vocals, and I had to inform everyone that we had no nudes allowed.
Volume 362.
Dance, if you feel the heat when you like
Still
it,
the old lyrics.
just gotta dance, get up out of your seat, no nudes, no nudes allowed.
No nudes allowed. No nudes allowed. And here I think.
Yo.
Yo.
So we're doing some recording here, and
Sorry. Didn't mean to
where
blur
are
our
we?
ears out.
Yeah, there's a screen. You can't read it. Figures. But we're doing fancy behind the scenes stuff here. Anyway, more. So we're gonna. This might sound. All right. Maybe you can hear it through the headphones. I don't know.
So this is where I am looping through and recording some of the vocal layers. So typically when you're doing this stuff, you record a lot. So like when you hear all those different versions of me that come in the song, it's because, yeah, I recorded a bunch of different versions of me on the song.
You want it? I got it. Got it. Saliva caught in my throat.
Blech.
Choke on my own spit and die. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that.
Generally
Try it again.
inadvisable.
You want it, I got it. You gotta move before you think. Drummer can miss me when I'm on the scene. Ain't got me no regrets. When you see me, you know just what I mean. I promise you won't forget. I'm authenticity, explicitly stated. Some might even say I'm lit. Up like a flame, you got me underrated. Once you feel me, you won't forget. And we'll do it again.
Do it again.
You want it, I got it. You gotta move before you think. Drummer can miss me when I'm on the scene. Ain't got me no regrets. When you see me, you know just what I mean. I promise you won't forget. I'm authenticity, explicitly stated. Some might even say I'm lit. Up like a flame, you got me underrated. Once you feel me, you won't forget. Yeah.
Yeah, as I say in the song. It's important to be able to have, you know, a bunch of different takes of that and really kind of working it out so that you can have the best vocal take. And that is a lot of what the singing is like, you don't just do it once and it's all right, one take, we're done. No, you do it again and you do it again and again and again and again and again. It takes a lot of time.
Now we're back on You Won't Forget, and
So I took the solo from singing to piano MIDI notes that sound kind of wonky, and then eventually I got it to where I played it on the trumpet.
like, you know, I'm doing this kind of thing. You know, so as a result, we have like what I'm building with it now. Yeah, and then that tells me what to play on the horn, and there we go.
That tells me what to play on the horn, and then we have me playing it on the horn. Oops. We have me screwing it up on the horn.
Close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, that wasn't the final, but it did wind up going in there, and I did wind up playing that live and real and in person on the track. So there's your proof. I can't actually play the song. I can actually play the horn part on the song. If you didn't believe me, I can do it. It's true. So we'll do the full lyric version since I have the lyric video up. Let's do that one. This is You Won't Forget.
Stand back, cause I'm firing up. Get too close and I'll burn you down. You can't catch the speed, you're not fast enough. We're going downtown at the speed of sound. Hey, don't sleep on the snow. I said don't blink. You want it? I got it. You gotta move before you think. Drama can miss me when I'm on the scene. Ain't got me no regrets. When you see me, know just what I mean. I promise you won't forget. I'm authenticity, explicitly stated. Some might even say I'm lit up like a flame. You got me underrated. Once you feel me, you won't forget. Trying to write me off like I'm going away. Leave me cackling and laughing. Oh, it's just too rich. Joke's on them, cause I'm here to stay. They all got me serving them a real cold dish. They want revenge. Don't sleep on this, no. I said don't blink. You want it? I got it. You gotta move before you think. Drummer can miss me when I'm on the scene. Ain't got me no regrets. When you see me, you know just what I mean. I promise you won't forget. I'm authenticity, explicitly stated. Some might even say I'm lit up like a flame. You got me underrated. Once you feel me, you won't forget. You want it, I got it. You gotta move before you think. Drummer can miss me when I'm on the scene. Ain't got me no regrets. When you see me, you know just what I mean. I promise you won't forget. I'm authenticity, explicitly stated. Some might even say I'm lit up like a flame. You got me underrated. Once you feel me, you won't forget.
Well, you know what the words are in the chorus. Unfortunately, and I never saw how cluttered up that gets with all the other videos recommended there. Oh, that's annoying. Ah well, one more thing to fix for later. Alright. So that's the end of the EP. That is the full EP. And I'm just going to be looking at the lyrics now. But that's pretty much the bulk of it. So just a little bit longer, you know, going over the lyrics and stuff and talking about some other stuff I have coming up. But stream is just about done. Running almost 2 hours here. Sheesh. Pretty long. I talk a lot, I know. So You Won't Forget, otherwise known as Project Brass Pass, and it was Project Brass Pass for the longest time. And it also had some weird lyrics, which I may include. That if you wind up being interested in the extended edition, I am planning on doing full hard copy CDs as well, and the digital version, which will be on like Bandcamp, my website, and all that stuff as well, just like the regular version is. It will not. This there will be some Easter eggs if you were to get it with the full downloads on the website or in Bandcamp or something like that. Easter eggs being maybe you get to see the lyrics that came before this, in terms of the process. And I don't know, maybe that's not really of interest. It's kind of cool to see behind the scenes stuff, but there was a reason I threw those lyrics out. Let's put it that way. So, I might flash them here or there. And if you guys are interested, by all means, let me know on whatever platform I show it. And if it's worthwhile, I will definitely be up to include those. I still have them kicking around somewhere, just not on this computer. So the official lyrics for You Won't Forget. Stand back because I'm firing up and get too close and I'll burn you down. We're just fire, 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 fire. That's like the whole thing in this song. And it's about just giving haters the stiff arm right to the face. Like, get back off me. We're done here. You can't catch this beat, you're not fast enough, we're going downtown at the speed of sound. This song is just about kicking ass. That's like the whole thing. You're proud of who you are, and now it's ass kicking time. Don't sleep on this, no. I said don't blink. You want it, I got it, you gotta move before you think. Like, I'm faster than you, I'm better than you. Deal with it. Drama can miss me when I'm on the scene, ain't got me no regrets. When you see me, you know just what I mean. I promise you won't forget me. I'm authenticity explicitly stated, some might even say I'm lit up like a flame, more fire metaphors. You got me underrated, once you feel me, you won't forget me, is effectively what it says. Verse 2, try to write me off like I'm going away. They got me laughing and cackling. Oh, it's just too rich. Joke's on them because I'm here to stay. They all got me serving them a real cold dish. They want revenge. Ha. Don't sleep on the snow. I said don't blink. You want it, I got it. You got to move before you think. And the chorus again. Then the horn interlude. Then the drum solo. Then that's it. That's pre-chorus and chorus. That's the song. So yeah, that is You Won't Forget, and that is the EP. That's it. So, all in all, I'm really happy with where this went. I know it's a bit of a mixtape. There's some different places that a lot of these songs went. You can expect me for sure to focus a little bit more on the brass type stuff. You Won't Forget definitely was a big one for me that I really liked. I have done stuff kind of like this in the past. If you go back and listen to the 3-song EP, Run With Me, that one had Cruel Lady on there, which was kind of reminiscent of You Won't Forget, kind of like a pre-You Won't Forget sort of song. That one also had some of the more electronic type stuff like you heard with Hit the Lights. Yeah, I think for me, on this EP, Decide was kind of an outlier. I think Who Are We was a very, very deep, powerful song, but also musically, stylistically, an outlier. That's not something like I'm expecting I'm probably going to do too much of in the future. The real core comes with Someone to Be Kind. A lot of that sort of pop vibe with the synths. Maybe some more of that Hit the Lights energy. I really like songs like that in general. I really liked making that song, and it's such a banger. It is one of my favorites. Granted, I can't do that one live for shit on my own. I'd have to do, like a full like backing track thing with a DJ or something. You Won't Forget, like I could at least play this if I had like a full band, which would be really neat. So that does impact my decisions a little bit in terms of like where I want to go. Funk is just, I've gotten to like it more and more as I've worked on this EP and done a lot of this stuff. So I would expect more like You Won't Forget. I would expect more kind of like Someone to Be Kind, but maybe with more of the energy that you got from You Won't Forget. And possibly some more of those electronic elements like you saw in Hit the Lights. That's kind of the places that I'm going. Right now I'm just doing like a for fun cover project with another artist of Damiano's Elysium. Great guitarists. Don't have much else to say about him. He's a pretty cool guy. I've really enjoyed working with him, and I know he's annoyed with me that I have taken so long to do that song. So I'm trying to work on that. That's going to be another hard rock thing, but I don't think there's going to be like a formal release for it. I mean, I will probably drop it, but it's going to be under the radar. Like I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of time like, hey, yeah, come check this out. There might be a YouTube video or something, just something really really cool for that. The vocals are going to be the big draw because it's like a rock scream. I don't know if you've ever heard, Painkiller by Judas Priest, but that's like the whole song. He's like, planet's devastated. Da, 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 da. It's like that the entire time. And I'm going to do that, and it's going to be recorded, and it's going to be sick. But that aside, like that's not going to be the normal thing, I promise. It's just one project that, I was doing kind of before I really got the EP started, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I got to finish this. This is the thing we committed to. So I'm going to be doing that. And then next up, I mean, I've got, more stuff kind of like I said, with You Won't Forget and Someone to Be Kind. So I'm really excited for what the future holds. This EP is just one stepping stone, and every day I'm working and seeing some growth here and there, and it's really cool. I greatly appreciate you if you are checking this out. If you wanted to see what was going on behind the EP, the support is super amazing, and it's very much not all about me. It's about y'all. It's about the fans and the people watching, and you're a big part of who I'm doing this for sure. Like my music and the stuff that I like is cool, but being able to share it with y'all and have people who really like it and enjoy it is a big part of this as well, and that's huge for me. So, whether you're local to me and around or from wherever and catching this, awesome, cool. Thank you so much for your time watching this, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And on that note, I think I am going to wrap up the stream here. It has been a lot of fun, kind of going over and elaborating on, what happened with the album and what brought it up, where the lyrics came from, some of those behind the scenes things. And I'm glad to have shared this with you. So thanks again, everybody. We are signing off here, and until next time, I'll catch you later. And keep an eye out for more videos. That music video that I started to share, the Decide video, and some other videos too that will be coming out. Peace. Have a good night.